Hello, everyone, and welcome back once more. Now, in some respects, it's a bit of a follow-on from the last video about transhumanism, but it's really the opposite side of the coin. I'm talking to Wendy about something called the Rasha body or the dark matter body and how that's being upgraded. And this really is giving us, well, I was going to say hope, but it's more than that. This, as you said, the cavalry coming over the hill. Yeah, we've got all of these bright, shiny toys being dangled in front of us, but this is what's really going on in the background. And this is the treasure. This is the treasure that you're being distracted from.
Well, I think it's really, really important to have this message of hope, as I've termed it at this point in time, because like you say, the bright, shiny things that we're being offered right now, they really are quite enticing because I think certainly light workers, healers, heart-centered individuals, we're feeling a bit bruised and battered. We're feeling a little bit like we've probably been fighting against something that we can't even quite define for most of our lives. We've done our inner work, we continue to do so, we continue to show up. And it almost feels sometimes for me like, all the fast track ways of doing things through AI, and it's just like sort of taking over. And I'm thinking, well, if I don't get on board with that, am I just going to get left behind? And then, the life that I could have had isn't there. And it just feels as though what you're about to explain to us is that there, you're about to show us what we have all been playing for all along, and that there is support there. I think you've said to me offline at levels that we have never known before working there in the background. So please do tell us more.
Yeah, well, the help may be invisible, but it's there, and I can't. I mean, it absolutely humbles me every time I tune into it. It does. It moves me so deeply. There are so many beings from this galaxy and beyond who care for us.
Oh my goodness, I feel that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is an amazing thing, and it's humbling. And the help we have had, the call has gone out, the clarion call has gone out, and it has come from far and wide. You have no idea, no idea. And quietly, they've been working away behind the scenes for many years now, trying to assess the damage, trying just to understand what's been going on here. I mean, it's beyond, I mean, if you're a Christos race, the evil and the wickedness that's been perpetrated here, it just doesn't, it's not within your imagination. So it's kind of like you can't even imagine what's being done here. So you have to get your head around that, understand it, and then come up with the ways that you can bypass it, get beyond it, rescue, rehabilitate, whatever it might be, heal, without becoming part of the problem. Because Christos races are not militaristic. They do not go to war, in the sense of the term that we understand it. So how do you handle these really, really nasty beings without making yourself into something very similar to them? So it's a massive job that's been going on behind the scenes, and we're here, the likes of you and I and all the other star seeds are here, boots on the ground, to help anchor stuff that's being done at other levels. And part of this is the rehabilitation and the healing of what is called the Rasha, or the dark matter template. Now, I talk about it a little bit in the Light Body book, because the Rasha template actually isn't the light body, but it's the template that is the template beneath the light body template, as it were. We have an eternal spiritual body.
Okay.
And then we have our light body that becomes, is the template that builds in frequencies, light frequencies, to become our matter body. And between the two is what's called the dark matter body, or the Rasha body. So it's like the bridge between the eternal body and our, somewhat frail physical body, which is built around the light body template. And Rasha actually means one light, and so it's dark matter. It's actually light. And I suppose in some ways, yeah, I don't think the terminology that we use particularly helps, because dark matter seems to imply, for us, dark doesn't have. But if you think of dark as the void, the creative void, think of it in that respect, rather than dark as in heavy and wicked and nasty and things like that. So it's a very, very important template, and the planet has it and we have it, and our light body and the planetary light body comes from the instruction sets held within that. Now, that the Rasha body has been very deliberately, the dark matter body of the planet and ourselves has been very deliberately targeted by the fallen races as the means to come in, digress, control, damage, etc., 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 all that's been done to us. And it has sustained, I mean, huge destruction and damage. I mean, these are the elemental fields. I mean, think of what's been done to Mother Earth, so the pollution and the twisting and the warping and the raping and the pillaging and the taking away from organic frequency flows or energy flows and things like this at every, and that's just a fraction of, what if you can get your head around that, it's just a fraction of what's been done to it. Because the warping, the takeover of the planetary grids and ley lines and things like that, and where, let's just say, the energy should run like that, what they've done is they've taken it and they've twisted it round and round into so that the energy it can't even run the way it should. And therefore we can't plug into it the way we should. So we're all messed up as well. So, I'm trying to kind of like give little word pictures of how bad the damage has been and what has had to be untangled and sorted out. So there are areas where repair has taken place and is taking place. And there are areas where it's just too damaged. You think of the human body, there comes a point where something becomes just too damaged, and it can't be healed. And what is happening there is that basically there's a massive upgrade going in. So it's almost like bypassing these areas, but so the whole template is being upgraded to take it past and beyond the massive damage. And it's going through layer by layer, 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, these different templates, because the Rasha body holds the changes. As for those of you who read the Building the Light Body book, you'll understand that as we move from dimensional frequency to higher dimensional frequency, our own light body goes through changes. At every level it goes through changes, and we go from being at the 1, 2, 3D level, being a carbon based being, to being, when we're truly fully through it all, a hydroplasmic liquid light being, a crystalline light being, and there are intermediary stages in that as well. And the instruction sets that tell the light body how to make those changes to our elemental body, as it were, are held within the dark matter body. So these upgrade is going in at every single level, so that wherever you are in that ascension process, that upgrade has gone through at the planetary level, and we plug in through the planet, so then it comes into our own Rasha body, as it were. So as the planet upgrades, then we upgrade. It's like we're satellites of the planetary upgrade, as it were. So yeah, it's very profound.
And it sounds
incredible. I mean, I'm not, I'm sitting here and saying this, and I have some inkling of what these upgrades are, and that in many ways there's a real fast tracking going on once these are through. And for those who choose, and I always make that point, for those who are choosing to flow with this energy, to make the choice to be service to others, in the way they choose to live in this world, to be source connected. You know, and I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about source connection. It's nothing to do with religion, or you can get to it through religion, but also religion can be a big means of separating you and taking you away from it. So, you know, I'm not banging any religious drum there when I say that. But yes, you know, for those who are choosing, plug into the energies, flow with them. It's going to feel strange. There's going to be moments where it's like, Christ, what the heck's going on, and all of that. But you are getting, think of your computer, you're getting a massive upgrade. I mean, a massive upgrade.
Yeah, and of course nobody is branding that like the transhuman
Yeah,
mission. We don't, you know, when I say nobody's branding that, we are talking about that. I mean, indigo essence ranges, for example, that
yeah,
speaks of it. There's lots of people that are finding ways to talk about it. And I think just often when we're in this side, if you like, you know, we just can feel despondent. And, you know, when you said some of our, you know, DNA and things has been damaged beyond measure, I'm kind of like, oh, and then you say, yeah, but the upgrades are almost bouncing above that damage.
yeah.
Like that damage won't even matter
It's
because
kind of like, you know, the great founder consciousnesses who have been responsible for putting together these templates are looking at it and thinking, okay, we did a really good job here, but this and this and this has come in. It's like a virus has been introduced and it's created damage, and we could put it back to its original template, but actually, how can we tweak it and change it to make it better than it actually was? So we're not just going back to the original, we're going back to the new improved original.
I love the idea of that you know they're improving on what they first did. And presumably then, Sarah, is there any sense that it will make us more resilient, perhaps, going
Very
forward?
possibly. I would be very surprised. You know, I do have a strong sense that I mean, we all learn from experience that what's gone on here has been outside the imagination of a lot of, you know, the founder races and the Christos race lineages, because we don't operate that way. But it's like, oh, right, now I can see how things can go wrong. How can I make sure that doesn't happen in future?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there'll be a different level of resiliency
Now,
in the new templating, and that's, you know, we're talking about the future. This is what's ahead of us. This is what we're moving into. But yes, we've got all of these dark, potentially very dark timelines here, but there's this one here which is the counterpoint to it, and that's where we put our attention and our focus. And by God, if you don't think you're supported, you really are not feeling into it.
oh, that's beautiful. I
What
mean,
is there in spades?
oh, that's wonderful. I mean, and I have you got any sense on or names for the beings and galaxies that care so deeply about us? Is there any way that we can kind of give them credit, or is it
Yeah,
not?
I mean, you'll have heard of the aurora races. A lot of people will have heard of the aurora races or the aurora energies. They're one of the trans-dimensional from outside this time matrix races are neighboring that have come in. There's something called the Tri-River Matrix or Tri-River Host, which is 3 akashas, one of which is partly fallen. Again, I might have talked about this with Felix. I can't remember. I do so many different talks. It's kind of like, oh, exactly where was that one? But the Tri-River Matrix is 3 akashas, which are large collections of universes in a even held within an even larger structure. 3 of these great structures, which are Christos based, have come together to use their flows of source energy, combine them, braid them together.
Oh, wow.
To help support and rehabilitate
Wow.
this. Yeah, I mean, it's immense, and within that you've got the, you know, people like the Aquafarian races, the Aquari races. There are even races from the Wizala system, and the Wizala system is one of the Wizala Akasha is part of the Tri-River host, but within Wizala, they've also suffered some damage as we have.
Okay.
So the the Weezer races, which are so fierce and so awful that have infiltrated here, have come from that Akasha and invaded here. But the majority of that Akasha is still Christos, and it's, despite its damage, it's helping us.
Okay.
As is our whole Akasha. We sit, our universe sits within this whole structure that holds a lot of universes within it. So we are one within that. All of the other Christos aspects of our Akasha are also helping. And Aurora races are part of that. Yeah.
I mean, it's good to just get a sense of them,
Yeah. I mean, it's immense, and it's coming from so far out. You've got no. I mean, it just fries my brain trying to get around it.
I love it. It's such a message of hope. That's what I really wanted to capture in this conversation today with you, because it made me feel so good when we were talking about it offline. So thank you so much, Sarah. It's amazing.
That's okay. So the cavalry is there.
Hey,
They've crested the hill and they're coming down the other side, fast and furious. Okay, well, thanks everybody. Yeah, like, comment, etc., but thank you to you all for watching, and thank you to Wendy.
Welcome.